If you ask 10 different people what the healthiest diet for the heart is, you'll probably hear 10 different opinions. One person will tell you to eliminate carbs completely or follow keto or even a carnivore approach. Someone else will insist that avoiding meat altogether and going vegan is the answer. Then you'll hear about Mediterranean, DASH, or paleo. But after spending over a decade practicing medicine and helping patients use food as a therapeutic tool, I've realized that simply prescribing a specific diet usually isn't very effective. Not for everyone, but for many people. The problem is that most individuals can't maintain extremely restrictive eating plans long term. And if you can't stick to a diet, it doesn't matter how good it looks on paper. From my perspective, a nutrition approach that's about 70% optimal but sustainable for life is far better than a plan that's 100% perfect but only lasts a few months. So the goal shouldn't be chasing the next ideal diet. Instead, it's about identifying the highest yield foods that consistently show benefits across studies and meta-analyses on heart disease, and then integrating them into your lifestyle in a way that actually works for you. As we go through these foods, I also want to point out some items that are marketed as heart healthy but can actually be misleading. And toward the end, I'll cover one form of exercise and one supplement that have solid evidence for helping speed up plaque reversal. Before we talk about which foods are best, it's important to understand how plaques form in the first place. Once you understand that process, you can more precisely choose which foods matter most for you, because everyone's risk profile and physiology are different. What helps one person may not be enough for another. Plaque buildup in the arteries isn't caused by just one factor. It's not only high cholesterol, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, or inflammation alone. Plaques develop through a combination of endothelial damage, which is injury to the thin inner lining of blood vessels, followed by LDL particles that contain ApoB slipping into the vessel wall. Inflammation then oxidizes these particles, triggering the immune system to respond. Instead of repairing the damage, this response causes plaques to grow larger. The more oxidative stress present, the more this cycle repeats. Because of this, the most effective foods are the ones that target multiple mechanisms at once, lowering ApoB, reducing inflammation, improving nitric oxide production to lower blood pressure and protect the endothelium, and calming an overactive immune response. When you look across major studies and meta-analyses on diets that improve atherosclerosis, one consistent pattern is the benefit of foods rich in lycopene. Lycopene is a carotenoid found mainly in red and pink fruits and vegetables such as tomatoes, guava, watermelon, pink grapefruit, and papaya. It's a powerful antioxidant, and oxidative stress is one of the main drivers of plaque formation. Lycopene helps neutralize reactive oxygen species that damage cells. Research shows that higher carotenoid levels may slow early atherosclerosis, and an observational study from Finland suggested that lycopene or processed tomato intake may reduce carotid artery plaque. Another common theme across studies is phytosterols. These are natural plant compounds found in nuts and seeds, especially flax seeds and sesame seeds, as well as legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables like carrots and broccoli, avocados, and leafy greens. Phytosterols closely resemble cholesterol, so when you consume them, they compete with cholesterol for absorption in the gut. This reduces how much cholesterol gets absorbed, but the real benefit goes beyond that. Most of the cholesterol in your blood isn't from what you eat. It's produced by your liver. When the liver senses less cholesterol absorption, it compensates by pulling more LDL particles out of circulation. Over time, this leads to fewer ApoB-containing LDL particles traveling through your arteries. ApoB has been shown repeatedly, including in Mendelian randomization studies, to be a major driver of atherosclerosis. Multiple meta-analyses show that higher phytosterol intake can reduce LDL by an average of about 14 mmol/dl. Another key group of compounds involved in plaque reversal are flavonoids. These are found in fruits like berries, apples, and oranges, as well as onions, leafy greens, and dark chocolate. Plaque formation begins when LDL particles get trapped and damaged within the arterial wall. As they oxidize, the area becomes sticky, attracting immune cells called macrophages, which drive inflammation and plaque growth. Flavonoids help by reducing adhesion molecule expression, essentially making blood vessel walls less sticky. This limits immune cell attachment, lowers inflammation, and helps macrophages behave in a less aggressive way, reducing LDL oxidation. A particularly important subgroup of flavonoids is catechins, found in green and black tea. A meta-analysis of 9 prospective studies showed that drinking 3 or more cups of green or black tea daily was associated with a 21% lower risk of stroke compared to drinking less than 1 cup per day. Extra virgin olive oil is another powerful staple that consistently appears in cardiovascular research. High intake is linked to a significant reduction in major cardiovascular events such as heart attacks. Olive oil is rich in polyphenols and monounsaturated fats, which have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. These compounds help repair damaged endothelium, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce inflammation, targeting several pathways involved in atherosclerosis. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are also important. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which support heart and vascular health. Studies show that eating fatty fish 1 to 3 times per week is associated with a lower risk of heart disease and stroke. Data from the multi-ethnic study of atherosclerosis found that higher DHA levels were linked to a 12% lower risk of carotid plaque progression. Omega-3s help calm immune activity, increase nitric oxide production, stabilize plaques, and reduce the risk of rupture. Along with eating the right foods, it's equally important to limit foods that promote inflammation. Processed carbohydrates, pastries, cereals, and foods high in sugar or fructose are major contributors. Some products marketed as heart-healthy can actually do harm, such as flavored yogurts loaded with added sugar. Choosing plain full-fat yogurt and sweetening it yourself is a better option. Many breakfast cereals are essentially desserts, and even breakfast or granola bars that appear healthy often contain large amounts of sugar hidden behind better packaging. Checking ingredient labels is critical. Another major culprit is fruit juice. Apple juice, orange juice, and similar drinks deliver concentrated sugars without the protective fiber found in whole fruit. Even when labels claim no added sugar, the sugars are still rapidly absorbed. Whole fruits are beneficial, but liquid forms make it easy to overconsume sugar. Beyond nutrition, there are non-food strategies that can help speed up plaque reversal. Exercise is essential, but high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, stands out. A randomized controlled trial in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology showed that just 6 months of supervised HIIT significantly reduced plaque volume. Interestingly, the plaque regression observed was slightly greater than what's typically seen with statin therapy. While atherosclerosis develops over decades and long-term outcomes are still uncertain, these early results are impressive. There's also evidence supporting aged garlic extract as a supplement. Double-blind randomized controlled trials show that it can stabilize vulnerable plaques, slow coronary artery calcification progression, and improve blood pressure when taken consistently over a year. Another supportive intervention is sauna therapy. While we don't yet have direct evidence showing plaque regression from sauna use, there's substantial indirect data linking sauna bathing to improved endothelial function and lower blood pressure. Observational studies also associate regular sauna use with reduced all-cause mortality. Based on the current evidence, it appears to be a reasonable option for those who have access.